Welcome back to BIZ TALK TV. I'm your business host and guide, Michael Rager, here on the Now Media Television Networks. I'm so excited. It's that time of the show again. It's Leo Simpson. Leo, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, Michael? How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. We'll get into that in a minute. I'm telling you, you should have been at our whiteboards and whiskey last night. It was good. When I was there, Lamar Curtis, who owns the place for Due Day, is like, dude, you just look like a grump. And we need to get you over this. You look like the Grinch that stole Christmas.
Hey, let's talk about it.
But we won. All right, man. So we're going to talk about winning and winning big. What's the difference, man?
You know, winning is essentially you got some type of engagement, opportunity, operation, you win, right? Winning big is when your wins are, one, exponential, two, they provide you so much value more than the experience in the situation. And so I'll give you a perfect example. There's a guy that I follow, his name is Myron Golden. He talks a lot about all work works. He's like, some things don't work for you. And when they're not working for you, they're working on you. And so when we talk about winning and winning big, winning is more of, hey, something either works or works for me, whereas winning big is it's working for me and working on me, and regardless of which one it's doing, I'm always getting what I need from it.
Well, you know, why should I want to win big versus just win, man? Am I becoming greedy?
No, not at all. I think that what happens is we can get so enchanted by winning that we don't realize that winning as a result is bigger than just the moment, bigger than just the thing you get out of it. The winning big says that it becomes this all intrinsic and even extrinsic reality that allows me to have value that can be not only long-term, but be able to provide me so much substantial development, productivity. I mean, you think about it. Most of us who are sound and impactful, very vibrant, and very effectual. That's the word I'm looking for. Effectual leaders in business, CEOs, executives, whatever the case may be. It's because of how we have leveraged not just our advantages, but also leveraged our adversities. And so when we understand that the winning big, meaning winning beyond just winning, becomes our focus as the thing that allows us to really excel at the highest level, that's when we can really go somewhere with this thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, okay, so we go there. Well, how do we predictably win big? I mean, winning's one thing, but going to that next level that you just explained, that's totally a different thing, isn't it?
Absolutely. Let me talk about it. So there's a concept that I teach called the 3 C's of life.
Okay.
And these 3 C's, they break down from, I guess you'd say, top to bottom: contribution, compensation, and consumption. Now, you got to understand that all 3 of these are necessary. I mean, you cannot consume without some compensation, and you can't get compensation without contribution. So when you look at it, they have an interdependent relationship. They're independent on their own, but in order for them to really function within the context of our life, you need both of them, right? And so when it comes down to it, you've got to understand, while they are interdependent, here's where we get into not just winning, we get into winning big. These 3, in their interdependent nature, in order for you to know if you're winning or if you're just winning or winning big, you got to know which one you prioritize. Now, listen to me carefully. If you prioritize consumption, you're only living in the realm of what you receive. So yeah, you greedy, you're selfish. Now, if you're in the realm of compensation, it's all about your reputation, your recognition, your rewards. And, there's a little selfishness there, but it's a little different because it's not completely tangible all the time. When you get into the realm of contribution, this is what allows you to not only win big, but win big predictably all the time. When you prioritize contribution, what you do is you focus on your contribution to the extent that all you want to do is contribute at the highest level possible. What will happen is your contribution will far exceed your compensation, but it'll allow you to be compensated at the highest level possible. As well, your consumption will never be able to catch up with your contribution. So when you prioritize contributing, making sure that you're giving your greatest value in everything you do. For example, you were talking about how you were 0 for 3 this week. Well, guess what? Did you contribute at the highest level in each one of those? And your losses were not necessarily based on your contribution, but based on maybe the situations of your clients, circumstances, and the economy. Or was it some little tweaks within the context of how you contributed in that situation that you can take from this situation and be able to grasp? If that's the case, and you go and get those tweaks, leverage those advantages within the context of that adversity, then you position yourself to make quantum leaps over your compensation that you could have had and over the consumption that you could have had, because now you're poising your contribution to make you a predictable contributor no matter how many losses you have.
Yeah, I think it's one of the things when you go there look at your losses. I think you got to look at it like you do in baseball. You know, in baseball, you've only got to go 3 for 10 to be a multi-millionaire.
Come
and
on
a lot
now.
of times, I know what was my issue this month was I just didn't have enough closing opportunities. It was my own fault. You know, I didn't have enough closing opportunities. I kind of felt that the ones I had, I won. And little did I know, I wasn't expecting that wicked curveball. You know, I'm just going into right now a baseball analogy since it just opened this week. You know, and that's what it was. We weren't expecting it. And business owners, that happens all the time. And so how does learning how to hit that curveball change and help you win big consistently?
Man, you said it. You got to have more opportunities. You know, the same guy I was talking about, Myron Golden, he talks about, matter of fact, he even has a challenge called Make More Offers Challenge, right? So if you're swinging the bat 3 times, guess what? You're not going to be as good of a batter as somebody who's swinging the bat 10 times, 100 times. One of the things I loved about Kobe Bryant, and I really didn't follow Kobe Bryant a lot during his career, but towards the end of his life and after he retired, I really started to follow him more, especially because of what he was doing in business and how he was engaging his team and dealing with a lot of the interviews. And one of the things about Kobe, he talks about is the fact that he sucked when he was 10 years old. He sucked. He was the worst. Now, he was the son of a standout player, nephew of a standout player. And here it is. He's playing Summer League, the same one that they played, and he sucked. He was like, man, I was slow. I was clumsy, all of that. You know what Kobe did? Kobe said, I got to have more reps than the guys that I'm playing against. And if I get more reps, then I can outwork them and my skill can actually get better than theirs within the context of even them being talented. And I will look more talented than them because I focused on, he didn't say it this way, but I'm going to say it this way, my contribution to my success, right? So many of us, and man, this is why I was a quitter. This is why I went 0 for a lot of stuff. Is because I would focus on what I was going to get, be it the reputation or the receiving aspect of, you know, the reward and the trophy and all of that. And then even the fact that in my own mind, I would see how great I was instead of saying, man, I need to have more reps than anything because I need to be consumed by making sure that I am giving my best and exhausting the fullness of all my potential in its unlimited and unfulfilled capacity so that I can win. So as business owners, one of the things we have to really be very solid about is the clarity of what we are to be doing, right? And the clarity of about what we are to be doing is less about the clarity of what we are to get from what we're doing. If we exhaust ourselves and consume ourselves with, this is what I do, man, I tell you, I don't know if I said this to you, but man, I went 10 years from the time that I started with the John Maxwell organization as a coach. I went 10 years from that point trying to figure out what is in my niche. Matter of fact, I even fought the idea of a niche. But when I got to the place to where it's like, man, I'm not getting any traction, I need something, and I got to the right place and they asked me the right questions and I answered those questions. What is it that I do? More so, what problem do I solve and who do I solve it for? And what helped me to answer that question was understanding, like, what problem have I really solved the best? Like, what problem have I been so great at solving, not just for others, but even for myself, that I'm never going to not be consumed with trying to solve this problem. Well, I figured it out. It was helping people to eliminate family life crashing and burning while business life is thriving and vibing. What does that mean? That means you're in a position to where you're causing people to take what they do in business as a success and showing them how that same reality is able to exist over in the family life. And guess what? When you do that, you actually help them become more productive and profitable in their business life because of how it begins to flow between, how they begin to flow between one another. Well, I say all of that to say this. I don't care how many opportunities I get or how many opportunities I close. I care about how many I pursue now. Why? Because I am so consumed with seeing these excelling business leaders see their family life become fuel for their business to have quantum leaps. I don't care how many people say no. Matter of fact, when you say no, I get fueled. Why? Because why did they say no? What is it that I get from that no? Not only what does I get from that no might actually mean I should have never pursued them in the first place. Am I getting off track? Am I not pursuing the clients I'm supposed to pursue? The O for whatever, we got to look at it and ask the question, are we focused on our contribution as a priority? Or are we focused on our reputation and receiving that we're going to get from it?
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. You're right on track. I knew what it was. I got out there and I just had to hash it through, and it's like all week. So it's all fun, man. So Leo, we got 30 seconds left. Tell people how to get a hold of you, and what do you got coming up?
Team3l.com. Very easy. You can get all my stuff there.
All right, man. What's going on this Easter, man? It's a big holiday.
Man, I got a lot of stuff going on, man. I thought my featured episode was going to be dropped with Entrepreneurs on Fire, but it's actually late in the month. So that's going to help me too. I won't get inundated with a lot of leads right now. But man, we got a packed weekend visiting with family, you know, singing some good songs this weekend. So it's going to be great.
Awesome, my friend. Looking forward to it. You have a great holiday weekend. I'll see you next time. This is Michael Rager, your business guide here on BIZ Talk TV. We'll be back right after this.